Hey card sharpers, welcome to issue number 13 of my Card Player Magazine video supplement. Today I'm going to be talking about the night that I lost $1 million to Rick Salomon. And at the making of this video, as I'm making it, is actually the 10-year anniversary to the day of when I did lose $1 million in a night. A lot of people don't know, you wouldn't know if you watched Molly's game, that I actually won the $1 million back in a couple weeks. But I had to make a deal with a good friend of mine. It's all in my book. In order to do that, and that deal became cumbersome. And then a series of just crazy, unbelievable things happened in my life that I would not wish on my worst enemy. But I've learned from it, I've grown from it, and today I'm here to share it with you with a bit of a smile. I hope you enjoy this. Let's get into Card Player issue number 13, video supplement, The Night I Lost $1 Million to Rick Salomon.
Oh. Shalom.
Hey, Toby, man, I have got the worst news, bro.
How are you?
Listen, dude, you are not going to tell anybody about this, are you? I mean, you can't tell, like, anyone that I just got gutted and dogged off $1 million. Please, man, please.
That's good.
I mean, dude, are you there, bro?
Hey, give me another cookie.
Toby? Toby? Dude, are you there?
You got any more nuts?
Dude.
I have some nuts. I could make some.
Go make me some.
What the...
Alright, well, that was just a little bit of Hollywood fun. Obviously, my call with Toby after losing $1 million in a single night didn't go down the way I just portrayed it in that clip. Speaking of which, I'd like to show you a clip from the film Molly's Game where actor Bill Camp, playing myself as Harland Eustice, Houston Curtis, loses $1 million in a single night. Let's see how the hand went down in the film, and then I will tell you how the hand went down in real life.
Fuck you, you fucking mechanic! Hey.
And we will compare.
6 a.m. Text messages were going out letting everyone know Harlan was bleeding. Guys were coming by to play for a couple hours before work. They'd been losing to him for months. Everyone wanted a check from Harland Eustice. If you go home now, you can have a few hours of sleep before Sheila's party.
Soon.
Come talk to me. Hi, guys. Help yourself to some coffee. You're on tilt. Everybody knows it. You're playing without the weapons you need to win.
You're right.
All right, thank you.
Just give me 500,000. I just gotta get back to even.
That should be the second line of every gambler's obit. Mr. Feldstein died while trying to get back to even. Harlan never did, and he never got to his wife's birthday party. She filed for divorce 2 days later. There was one last punch coming that would put Harlan on the floor for good. Harlan was heads up against a guy named Frederick, who was Austrian royalty.
Call.
Harlan had pocket queens. His Excellency had ace-king. They were both in 65K pre-flop. Flops queen 7-7. Harlan has a full house again, queens full of sevens, with 3 rounds of betting in front of him. The Count has nothing.
All in.
And the Count goes all in. He wants Harlan to think he's got 2 more sevens under there.
Call.
Nope, says Harlan. He's not falling for this again, and he snap calls all in. There's $750,000 on the table. Diego burns a card and deals a turn. A king. Otto von Bismarck now has 2 pair, kings and sevens. The 2 pairs nothing next to a full house. And at this point, the only hand left that can beat a queen full house is a king full house. Captain von Trapp left 2 pair and rivered into kings full.
Motherfucker! Motherfucker! Fuck you, you fucking mechanic!
Hey!
Fuck you, you bottom dealing party magician!
Hey, get out of
You've
the
been pulling this shit on me for 2 days!
Come on, come on.
Party magician.
You good?
Thanks.
Okay, so if you want to know all the insider details as to how this scene differs from what really happened in real life, then you got to check out my book, The $1 Billion Hollywood Heist, available on Amazon, in bookstores everywhere, or if you want to get an autographed copy, you can order it right here on cardsharp.com. But while you're waiting for your book to arrive, let's go ahead and separate a little fact from fiction. Okay, number one, the gentleman I was in the hand with was not Austrian royalty, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had bedded a few Austrian aristocrats in his day. He's been married to Elizabeth Daly, Shannon Doherty, and Pam Anderson. But he is most famous for being the director and leading man opposite Paris Hilton in the now infamous sex tape One Night in Paris.
You're like obsessed. You always film me.
And his name is Rick Salomon. Okay, so I always get asked, did the runner hand that happened in the film happen in real life, or was it just Hollywood make-believe? And the answer is yes. The hand did happen in our game. In fact, I consulted with Molly while the film was being made and gave that hand to her, along with others that were played in the game. However, the hand did not happen to me. It's actually a unique story. The hand happened to a gentleman named Dave Garden, who announced that he was going to give a $5,000 tip to the woman who was rubbing his feet at the time, and a $20,000 tip to the dealer, who is a relief dealer named Snowman, as long as he caught a pot 300K or higher within the next orbit. And it was the last hand of the orbit. I'll never forget it. And the only thing different about the hand, Dave had the queens full, obviously, and it was a guy named New York Cliff, a big hedge fund guy out of New York. He had the ace king. And the only thing different about the hand in real life is it went runner, ace, ace instead of runner, king, king. So the hand really happened. The poor dealer, who 20 grand would have changed his life, almost puked on the table when he put the final ace on the river. Dave, however, who was one of the biggest whales I'd ever met, just shrugged it off like, that's my luck. So let's get into the hand that did put the nail in my coffin. The night I lost $1 million to Rick Salomon. So it's heads up and the blinds have been raised to 1,000, 2,000. I bet 40K pre-flop with ace queen suited. Rick calls. The flop comes queen 7 deuce rainbow. I check. Rick bets 50,000. I make it 100,000. Rick calls. The turn is a rag 4 clubs. I bet out 120,000 and Rick re-raises me all in. I call. A 5 of hearts comes on the river, which seemed great until Rick turned over his hand. My heart sank as I realized he had chased me to the turn with absolutely nothing and then shipped it all with 1 to come, hitting the gut shot straight on the river. All right, so there you have it. Now, one thing you got to realize is that this is post-apocalyptic 2008, after the financial meltdown. The movie says that my wife divorced me, filed for a divorce in 2 days, which is not accurate. I actually went through a series of devastating events that are all in my book, $1 Billion Hollywood Heist. I do hope you read it. It was a very hard time in my life. But, you take the bad beats like a man and you suck it up and you live to fight another day, right? Even if that other day is like 10 years later in trying to regain what you lost. But thank you so much for reading my card player column and subscribing to Card Sharp and my YouTube channel and follow me on social media. I really appreciate it. Please leave your comments and questions, praises, commands, demands, theories, philosophies, or reasonable facsimiles thereof in the comment section, and I will get back to each and every one of you, I promise. This is Houston Curtis for CardSharp.com saying stay sharp, stay card sharp.
CardSharp.com.